I remember the sound more than anything, the clinking of keys as they left my palm and landed in the dealer's hand. That car wasn't just metal and wheels. It was my pride, my late father's dream that I had finished paying off 2 years ago. Selling it felt like amputating a part of myself. But she needed the surgery. And I loved her. "Are you sure about this, Daniel?" the dealer asked, his brow raised as he scanned the paperwork. I forced a smile, though my throat burned. "It's just a car. My wife comes first." That was the truth, or at least it was supposed to be. The sacrifice. Maya was everything to me. At least that's what I believed. We'd been married for 8 years. She had this quiet warmth, the kind of woman who could make an ordinary Tuesday feel like a holiday just by humming while cooking. When her health started to falter, frequent fainting spells, fatigue, dizziness, I didn't think twice. The doctors said surgery was necessary. Insurance covered part of it, but the rest. That's where my car came in. When I walked into her hospital room the day before the surgery, she looked small beneath the white sheets, her eyes glazed from fatigue. "You sold it, didn't you?" she asked softly. I squeezed her hand. "Don't worry about that. Just focus on getting better." Her eyes glistened and she whispered, "You didn't have to." I kissed her forehead. "For you, I'd sell the whole damn world." She smiled weakly, and in that moment I believed everything was worth it. Recovery and distance. The surgery went well. The relief that washed over me when the surgeon came out and said, "She's stable," was indescribable. For weeks, I devoted myself to her recovery, helping her walk again, cooking, cleaning, even taking a second job so she could rest. But as her body healed, something inside her seemed to shift. She became distant, guarded. Conversations grew shorter, laughter rarer. Nights that once ended in warmth turned into cold silence. One evening, I caught her staring at her phone, smiling faintly. "Who's that?" asked casually. She locked the screen instantly. "Just a friend checking in." It was such a small thing, but my stomach twisted. I tried to shake it off. She had just gone through something life-changing. Maybe she needed space. But the space between us didn't close. It widened. The betrayal. The truth hit me on a Sunday afternoon. I had returned home earlier than expected from my second job. The house was too quiet. Our bedroom door was ajar, and inside Maya was on the phone. Her voice was low, tender, a tone I hadn't heard directed at me in months. "I can't wait to see you again. He thinks I'm still tired." No. "I'll tell him soon." The air left my lungs. My legs felt like stone. I stepped in and she spun around, her face draining of color. "Daniel," she stammered. "Who?" My voice cracked, but it came out sharper than I intended. "Who are you talking to?" Her silence was the answer. The dam inside me broke. "I sold my father's car for you. I worked myself into the ground for you. And you." My throat closed, but I forced the words out. "You were giving your heart to someone else the whole time?" Tears welled in her eyes, but not the kind I hoped for. Not guilt, frustration. "I didn't ask you to sell the car," she whispered. "I didn't ask for you to play the martyr." The words cut deeper than any knife. The departure. Within weeks she left. No big fight. No dramatic scene. Just a suitcase by the door and a note that read, "I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore." She went to him, the friend. I stood in our empty living room that night, the silence crushing me, the echo of her absence louder than any scream. I didn't eat for days. Work became mechanical, life became a blur. Friends told me to move on, but how do you move on from someone you built your life around? The worst part wasn't her betrayal. It was the realization that all my sacrifices, every ounce of love I poured into her, meant nothing. The shattering moment. Months passed. One evening I received a message from an unknown number. "Daniel, it's Maya. Please, can we talk?" Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet her. We sat across from each other in a small cafe. She looked thinner, her smile forced. "I made a mistake," she whispered. "He's not who I thought he was. He's controlling, cruel. I shouldn't have left you. I stared at her, my heart thundering. The part of me that still loved her wanted to reach across the table, to comfort her. But another part, scarred, beaten, held me back. You left me when I was at my lowest, I said quietly. I gave up everything for you. And you walked away like it was nothing. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Please, Daniel. Just give me another chance. For a long moment I said nothing. Then slowly I shook my head. No. This time I choose me. Her face crumbled, but I stood, placed a few bills on the table and walked away. What came after? Rebuilding wasn't easy. Nights were lonely, mornings heavy. But little by little, I began to piece myself back together. I joined a community group, made new friends, even started sketching again, a hobby I had long abandoned. And something shifted in me. I realized that love isn't proven by how much you can sacrifice for someone else. It's measured by whether they value those sacrifices. Maya didn't. The car was gone. My marriage was gone. But for the first time in years I had myself back. And that was enough. The final scene. 1 year later I saw her again. She was standing at a bus stop, looking worn, her hair messy, her clothes creased. Our eyes met briefly, and in that fleeting moment I felt nothing. No anger. No love. Just emptiness and then relief. I walked past her without a word. Because some betrayals don't deserve closure. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do after being shattered is refuse to be broken again.